So once again, I find myself sitting here. I just found that I was let back on Facebook again about 10 minutes ago. This makes, out of the past 115 days, I've been blocked 100 of those days. I just kind of sit in disbelief every time the window comes up that says I've gone against the community standards of Facebook. It's really impossible to understand what their standards are, because I see things far worse than what I posted being fully acceptable. Now, first off, I want to apology to everybody in the past month whose birthdays I missed once again. I hope you all had a very happy birthday, and until I'm thrown off again, I'll be doing my birthday wishes. But what I just I leave I leave my page as a public page because I think it's really important to have a community dialogue. I didn't know when I signed up for Facebook that they cut you off on your available friends at 5,000. And for some reason, I hit that in about 10 days when I joined. So, all the people who come on here and send friend requests and want me to add them, I really can't. Facebook has rules about that, and we aren't allowed to add anymore. So I leave everything public, which exposes you to the psychos out there who come on and berate you, send me death threats, tell me to shut the fuck up and only play bass. They don't want to hear my crap. So I get you get the whole gamut of humanity when you stay public. But I really feel it's important that, especially in really critical times like we're living in, that we all have a voice in this. And I've never ever told people they can't say what they want to say on my page, as long as they come to my page with some kind of facts, some kind of intelligence, some kind of vocabulary, something to move the conversation along, and not just come in and throw rocks and call names and then run and hide and slam the door behind them, because nobody ever tells you who they are or anything. Okay, so that's behind me. I'm going to temper what I can as best I can, but I really feel, especially with November looming, that this is not the time to bury your head in the sand and pretend everything's okay, because it's not okay. We are living in very, very dark and insidious times. I hope that when the day comes to vote, that a lot of you will show the same passion for that you would do to spend 3 days sitting in front of an Apple store waiting to get the new phone. This is going to really dictate the future for quite a while. What happens now, if we can turn things around, we might be able to reverse a lot of really horrendous policies that have been put into place. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that one of the greatest privileges we have as Americans is to be able to vote. Now, there's all kinds of theories that, it's all meaningless, and that anything that's going to happen is already in place. And if somebody really goes against the machine, they will be exterminated, like Kennedy, like Martin Luther King, like Malcolm X, like Robert Kennedy. Possibly true. I really don't know. I mean, it's a really kind of scary thought, But there's enough evidence of of kind of another world going on in our lives that we really aren't privy to and in control of. But I'm not going to go into conspiracies right now. I think it's important, though, that we get out and vote and show solidarity, and do the best we can as citizens of an amazing country. I travel the world constantly, and whenever you look at the United States from afar, it is a really magical place. It's going through a really difficult time right now, but that doesn't mean it's irreparable. So I think it's important that we do this. Beyond that, I'm not sure how long I'll be on because I really have no idea what the criteria is for throwing me off all the time. I just I kind of sit in disbelief where I'll post something, and I'm passionate about what I feel and I'm verbal about it, but it always amazes me. First off, I've never called the president by name. I've never expressed anything about death to anybody. I've only expressed my contempt for people that I feel are truly rotten, viable people. And they've proven it. I mean, it's not like I have to sit there and go, I wonder if he's really an asshole. I look at their history. I look at the records of people before they were in politics. And there's some really horrid people in politics. There are people who really are trying to do the right thing, but you can be corrupted by the system pretty easily, and the system really attracts, at this point, some of the worst of humanity, because it's really easy to bullshit people that really aren't engaged and throw out a few bumper sticker phrases, and then they line up behind you. So I have no idea really how long I'll last again. It's really a crapshoot. Every time I get back on here, I kind of go, oh, this is great. I mean, last time it was 5 days, and I think the time before that it was 4 days before I was blocked again for 30 days. And the last 30-day blocking, it took them 40 to actually let me on, even though they said it would be 30. So I hope everybody out there is doing okay. You have to also understand that when I'm blocked, I constantly get messages on Messenger saying, what's going on? Where are you? What's happening? You have to understand that when you're blocked on Facebook, you are blocked on Messenger also. So there's absolutely no way I can respond. I have people writing to me, asking me about the upcoming Phil Collins shows. I can't tell you anything because I can't log in to respond. So please understand that and be patient. If I suddenly am not appearing, I created a Twitter page, which I've never wanted to do because I thought just by the nature of the word Twitter and tweeting that I thought it had to be the most infantile, stupid page possible. And on a certain level, I feel it is, because it really doesn't afford you the chance to really express yourself. You have to do it in this limited format. And as I'm obviously showing you, I'm long-winded, and I like to go into detail and talk about things. But you can go on Twitter and check it out. And if you're not seeing me here, I'll post on Twitter what's going on, and you can maybe ask questions there. Because there's been lots of cool things happening. And I always kind of want to share those. I'm going this coming weekend to London to play Ronnie Scott's with Judith Owen, which I'm really excited about, especially for her. She's really over the top about this. The show is apparently sold out, and it's going to be fast and furious. Fly and play the gig, fly right back home again. And then a couple of projects, and then on the 27th, I head off to start rehearsing with Phil Collins for our U.S. tour, which will be the month of October. And then in January into February, we head to Australia and New Zealand. And beyond that, who knows what's going to happen? There's nothing in cement yet. So everything I do is not in concrete, it's in mud. So it's all malleable. But I hope everybody's doing good. There's been some really terrible losses. Seeing Neil Simon passing, my God, what a fabulous playwright and author he was. It broke my heart to see him go. John McCain, this whole thing, there's ups and downs within his life. He did some things I thought were really amazing, and then stepped over and did some things I thought, why would you even do that? But that was what he fought for, is that kind of, that's really kind of what makes this America, is you really can do what you want. and then to watch everybody's eulogies and stuff, and then see the fact that the man who goes unnamed is 86th from Aretha, he's 86th from McCain. It says so much about this man's lack of character, his this pathetic infantile pettiness that courses through his veins, that he's off. He has to run and play golf while everybody else is doing a righteous thing, and then sits on his gold toilet and sends out about 40 tweets about how everybody's out to get him. I mean, it's almost like the old days of guys I knew that did tons of blow and got that cocaine paranoia going. Same thing. Everybody's out to get me. They're around every corner. And when it's some guy who's all gacked out on blow, well, maybe you can't go in the studio that day. But he's not holding his finger on the button. So it's a little more critical that we've got this situation taking place. But I'm going to see if I can get this posted. I'm not sure if my stuff still works, but I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to send out today's birthday wishes and hope for the very best on it. But it's great to see you, even though I really can't. But we are part of a community, and I would only wish that the people who really are the ones that come on and say that they're going to get me, that they know my touring schedule and they want me dead, and well, just don't come to the page. Let the community be. You go back to your neo-Nazi Aryan Nation, whatever, websites that you find so gratifying and satisfying for you. Just stay there with the like-minded. But at least if you're such an American, then allow American process to take place and let people talk without being tattled on and run to, because the real sad part of Facebook is there is no recourse. If you get blocked, there's nobody you can call and challenge this with, or call them out on it, or file a complaint on your behalf. It's one of those things. The minute these people hit a couple of dislikes, a logarithm or somebody sitting with no life punches up a button and it comes on and says, you've gone against our community standards and you are blocked for however many days. That's the illness of this, something that really has the potential for a great opportunity of communication, has really been bastardized on certain levels and allowed to run amok without really looking at the ramifications of what can happen when your eye isn't on the ball. So just want to say it's good to be back for the moment. We'll see what happens. I'm hopeful that I'll be here for a while. But like I said, if you don't see me here and you still care about talking and sharing stuff together, go check my Twitter page, because I'll be able to at least say I'm in jail again. But don't message me because there's nothing I can do on Messenger. It's all strictly all part of this one big happy family. So you take good care. I missed all you guys for this past month. Hopefully I'll be around long enough to be able to share more things with you. I'd love to be able to share adventures from Phil's tour and all that, and not find myself like on the last tour sitting locked out. So take good care, and don't forget, November, if you can't get out of the house, get an absentee ballot. It's the easiest thing in the world. And educate yourself. Don't just blindly vote, but find out what people stand for, who you're voting for, and make an educated vote. And don't ever say, my vote don't count. I'm just me. Your vote counts. If you live in this country and you can vote, your vote counts. So please vote.